Welcome back, everyone, to Shatrath Night Live. It's your host, Poo Poo PP Microphone Michael here, and today for our video, I've prepared something that I think is actually very important and pretty special. Ideally, this video is for a new player or a fledgling rogue, somebody who's decided that they want to play rogue and maybe they don't know what to expect leveling and getting into endgame TBC as a rogue. Now, if you're not a rogue, I implore you to watch this guide anyways because I need your viewership and I would appreciate it. Alright, a gentleman's guide to making friends. Strategies for rogues. I really think that this will be a nice presentation for my target demographic here, so buckle in, maybe get some popcorn or whatever, and let's get started with the presentation. First slide. Reputation management and public relations. Now, this is a really important aspect to making friends as a rogue and how to get that raid invite, so that's why I made it the first slide. First bullet point, never let your potential friends see you gank lobbies. This is so huge. Everybody is so quick to condemn the ganker. If anyone sees you ambushing a nasty 5.2k crit on an unbuffed cloth wearer, they're gonna say that you're an asshole, they're gonna say that you have psychological issues, mommy daddy problems, and it all stems from you deciding to press that button. So, if you're in a group with a potential friend, don't gank, okay? They are gonna have post-traumatic stress flashbacks to when they were getting camped, to when they were getting teabagged, and they're gonna associate those feelings with you. Second bullet point makes a very good point. Many players in the modern era of our game are both Horde and Alliance. When you gank them, they're just gonna remember your name, and when they play on their main character, your name will be blacklisted. You're not gonna get an invite to that raid. The guy's gonna say, "Hey, raid leader, that guy ganked me," and then that's it. Your career's ruined. I'm sorry. This is the reality. So it's important to understand that World PvP can damage your networking opportunities. I really think that this is an understated point here. This is so true. Keep your toxicity hidden from the players you intend to dungeon with. When you gank lobbies, do it where nobody will know. This is so huge. Ideally, you want to be in a group with another rogue, someone who's also on deployment. You know, they know what's going on, they know what's got to get done. I think good locations for this strategy is caverns, low-level zones that people don't usually frequent for, ores or herbs. For example, maybe you're in Dunmoreau or something like that. You can maybe get some good kills there and nobody will know. Next slide. Here is an example of a level 25 mage who has been unfortunately, made very perturbed by a gank. I'm not going to read this paragraph, but this is how people will perceive you if you choose to do this. So, moving on to the next topic here, cradle snatching. Now, that clip art isn't necessarily relevant to the slide, but it does go very hard. Cradle snatching is a very good technique to ensure that you have a level 70 raider that you can contribute to your raid group with. For example, offer free lockpicking services for Shattered Halls. You stand outside Shattered Halls for several hours. When you see dungeon parties coming in, /bow, hit the showbeck, and say, "May I open the door for you, sir?" If you do this for a couple days, people will start to notice you. People will remember your name. They'll say, "Hey, that's the door opening guy. That guy's cool." And maybe you'll get a whisper or an invite to come do the heroic, to come do the instance. And this is really when you can flex, because once you get inside of Shattered Halls, not only did you open the instance, you can also skip the goo. That's right, you can pick the lock to the warlock. No other class can do this. They're gonna be like, "We should have been running this with the rogue the whole time." When you're using this strategy, the target selection is critical. Don't do this for paladins or shamans. You are wasting your time. 99% of paladins are boosties. 99% of shamans are boosties. They are boosting for their guild. They are boosting for their boyfriend. They are already spoken for. When you as a rogue approach a paladin and say, "May I hold the door for you, sir?" he will laugh in your fucking face because you are a rogue and he is a paladin. Know your place. However, prime candidates for this strategy are definitely druids, definitely priests, and definitely warlocks. These classes usually don't have a lot of friends. You can sneak in there, become very chummy, and next thing you know, when they ding 70, you're telling your guild master, you're telling your raid leader, "Hey, improved exposed armor rogue, but I got a resto druid. Hey, improved exposed armor rogue, but I got a shadow priest. Hey, 1600 gear score PvP trinket rogue here, but I got a destro lock." This is a really, really good strat. Moving on to the next one. Guys, the baseline expectation. You have to understand, if you are choosing to main rogue, you are essentially saying, "I want to play the game I want to play." And that's not good in an MMORPG that requires coordination, camaraderie, teamwork. Your raiders see you as kind of a selfish person. So the least thing you can do is learn your class inside and out. Play exceptionally well, okay? You want your parses to look like something you're seeing on the screen now. You gotta get that high 700 DPS, that high 800 DPS. You gotta get good parses. When you're in raid, if you're not hitting great numbers, if you know your shit, I need to see you doing cheap shots. I need to see you using your blind so when you're mind controlled, the tank doesn't get disoriented. I need to see you kicking. I need to see you gouging. These are techniques that a skilled rogue does, and your raid will notice. When that shaman doesn't have to use wind shear, when that warrior doesn't have to do anything except execute, you get brownie points. Okay? You get brownie points. If you play like shit, you will be benched. You have to understand, it's not a personal decision. If you are wiping to the lurker below, if you're wiping on Morgrim, you can't get above this 700 DPS threshold here you're seeing in my parse screenshot here, you're gonna get benched. And it has nothing to do with how cool you are, how funny you are. You have to satisfy the baseline expectation. This is so important, guys. This is so crucial. Learn how to play rogue, so when you go to raid, you're not getting benched. Okay. Now, next slide, civic duties. This slide I feel is kind of obvious to me, but for others, I don't really see a lot of rogues doing this. So I would suggest that this slide is more of a gentle reminder, okay? As a rogue, you have unique tools, and you are obligated to use your tool set for your community. You have to become an active member of your community. How do you do this? Regularly mailing gold to your prospective officers and guildmaster. If there's a guild that's super cool and you really want to join it, let's say like Squawk, you really want to get in that run, you really want to get in that Discord, maybe try mailing the officer 100G. These guys are buying gold out the wazoo, and if you can discount the price of their gold purchases by offering them your farm gold, they'll say to themselves, "That rogue saved me $30. You know what? Maybe I can invite him as a social in our guild." And now you are in the door. You are in the door. Once you are in the door, the first step is to immediately offer to open all lockboxes in your guild. You need to be the rogue getting mailed the lockboxes. If you're in a guild with 8 rogues and you're not the guy getting mailed the lockboxes to open, you're not the rogue. You're just a rogue. The rogue, the guy, the person showing up to raid, He's getting mail every time he logs in, and he's picking them boxes, and that's got to be you. So when you go in guild chat, when you log in, maybe make it your note in the guild. Say, hey guys, opening lockboxes for free, teehee. And this will make a big difference between you being friendless and you being unrostered, and you having friends and you getting in the instance. They're gonna associate your name with the satisfaction and dopamine of getting loot from the mail. It's huge. Now, this is the secret tech. Never mention the volume of other players you are doing these services for. This is very important and very dirty. If you're opening lockboxes for 10 guys, you need to make each guy feel like you are their one and only. I'm logging in daily to open your boxes, Paul. Hey Tom, I got that Corium for you. Hey Peter, I got that Ethereum. And you will never ever tell them that you are spending 30 minutes doing this bullshit. Making them feel like you are their guy, like you are their contact, is crucial. So when you're giving your officer A gold in opening officer B's lockbox, you will never tell them of each other. Okay? Very important. Next slide.
I never knew you could do that. That was very cool. Huge shout to Anime Lover for opening them. I say that.
You can see an example of good social rogue etiquette, reaping rewards. Thank you, No Hit Jerome. Shout out, No Hit Jerome. Next slide. What did we learn? What did we learn? They hate us, and it won't change. You could have spent 200 hours manually leveling your rogue side by side, a member of your guild, 1 to 70. But when it comes down to who's getting in to Gruul and Mag to get that DST, when it comes down to who's gonna go into Sunwell for week 1, none of that time matters. They hate you because you are yellow. They hate you because you are rogue. They hate you, and it won't change. Your raiders see you as a sandbagging courtesy. So, what can we do? We need a little bit of good luck. We need just a little bit of good luck. Meeting the right person. Bumping shoulders with the billionaire CEO. Hey, my dad is actually a software engineer for Apple. Cool, man. Want to hang out? Yeah, well, my dad's actually the college administrator for the coach fucking football program at FSU. Cool. Want to hang out? Just a little bit of good luck, okay? Thirdly, skill issue. All right? A lot of rogues are complaining and bitching, but they're just bad. So, get good. Well, I hope you liked my gentleman's guide to making friends for rogues, and I hope that some of you will now go out into Azeroth and be able to see the change we want to see, which is a happy society, a nice virtual space, a comfortable space where rogues are raiding, rogues are getting lockouts, and we're all kissing each other and making out super hot. Thank you. Like and subscribe.